You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want. You think I'm...
Before the legends were written, before the name King Arthur echoed through time, there was a boy with a secret, a servant hiding the power of a sorcerer, a prince destined to be a king, and a friendship that would shape the fate of Camelot. This is the story of Merlin, a tale of magic, loyalty, love, and sacrifice, told not through myth, but through the eyes of a young man fighting against fate. Welcome to Merlin 2008, the reimagined legend that captured the hearts of millions. In 2008, a legend was reborn. Merlin, the British fantasy adventure series, premiered on BBC One with a bold reimagining of Arthurian legend. But this was not the tale we knew. This time, the story was told not from the throne of Camelot, but through the eyes of a young man burdened with a secret. Merlin, a warlock destined to protect the future king, while hiding his true self in a kingdom where magic is punishable by death. Set in the ancient kingdom of Camelot, where King Uther Pendragon has outlawed sorcery, the series follows Merlin, a young man from Eldor, who is sent to live with the court physician, Gaius. There, Merlin discovers his fate is deeply entwined with that of Prince Arthur, a brash, arrogant nobleman unaware of the greatness he is destined for. Though they begin as rivals, their bond grows into a powerful friendship that becomes the heart of the entire saga. But this isn't a fairy tale, it's a story of fate, sacrifice, and the cost of secrecy. Crystal Ball season by season. In Season 1, Merlin arrives in Camelot and quickly realizes that hiding his magic is the only way to survive. He saves Arthur's life more than once, always from the shadows, and earns his place at the prince's side. He also meets Guinevere, a servant girl with kindness and strength, Morgana, the king's ward who begins to question the brutal laws against magic, and the great dragon, imprisoned beneath Camelot, who speaks of destiny and a kingdom to come. Season 2 raises the stakes. Morgana begins hearing whispers of power and betrayal, and Merlin finds himself caught between loyalty and prophecy. The threats grow darker. Enchanted assassins, cursed artifacts, and ancient spirits rise against Camelot. In Season 3, the seeds of darkness begin to bloom. Morgana, now fully aware of her magical heritage, turns against Camelot. Her descent into villainy is slow, tragic, and heart-wrenching. Merlin must face his most painful truth. To protect Arthur, he may have to destroy someone he once called family. Season 4 delivers some of the show's most epic moments. Arthur becomes king, and the weight of leadership hardens him. Gwen's journey from servant to queen begins, while Merlin steps deeper into the shadows, using darker magic to protect those he loves. Morgana becomes a full-fledged threat, and destiny edges closer. Then comes Season 5, the final chapter. A mysterious druid boy named Mordred returns, his fate long foretold to be Arthur's undoing. As Camelot marches toward war, the friendships that carried the show for 5 years are tested like never before. Secrets unravel, prophecies are fulfilled, and in the final moments, Merlin reveals the truth he's hidden for so long. Arthur dies in Merlin's arms. And the warlock who had once been a boy with a secret is left alone, in a world no longer ruled by magic. Heartbreak themes emotions. Merlin is not just a fantasy series. It's a story about growing up in silence, bearing burdens others will never see. It's about destiny and choice. About friendship that transcends class, gender, and magic. It's about doing the right thing, even when the world stands against you. Merlin and Arthur's friendship is the emotional anchor of the series. What begins as mockery and frustration becomes brotherhood, trust, and love. And when the truth is finally revealed, it's too late, but also exactly when it was meant to be. Guinevere's transformation from maid to queen shows a quiet power that rarely gets its due. Morgana's fall from grace speaks to the pain of being othered, ignored, and used. And Gaius, ever the mentor, represents wisdom born of loss. Dragon behind the scenes. Filmed at the breathtaking Château de Pierrefonds in France, Merlin's production was nothing short of cinematic. The visual effects team brought dragons to life, created spellbinding battle scenes, and conjured entire worlds from myth and memory. Composer Rob Lane's hauntingly beautiful score underscored every triumph and tragedy. Created by Julian Jones, Johnny Capps, Jake Michie, and Julian Murphy, the series struck a chord with audiences worldwide, from the UK to the United States and beyond. It aired in over 180 countries, spawning fan art, conventions, and decades of fandom love. Man-Mage Legacy. Merlin's impact lives on. It introduced us to stars like Colin Morgan, whose quiet intensity defined the series, and Bradley James, whose Arthur walked the path from arrogant prince to legendary king. Katie McGrath, Angel Colby, Richard Wilson, and Anthony Head all brought depth to characters that have become modern mythology. Even years after its finale, fans still ask, will Arthur return? Will Merlin ever find peace? Because some legends never die. They wait, beneath the waves, in the mists, in our hearts, for the right time to rise again. Loudspeaker closing lines for your voiceover. So whether you're a longtime fan or discovering it for the first time, Merlin 2008 remains one of the most heartfelt, powerful, and beautifully told stories of friendship, sacrifice, and destiny in television history. If you believe in magic, in courage, in stories that stay with you long after the credits roll, then Merlin is waiting for you. Magic may have vanished from Camelot, but the story of Merlin lives on, a legend of courage, heartbreak, and unwavering friendship that still inspires fans around the world. If you believe in destiny, in stories that never fade, then Merlin's journey is far from over. Like, share, and subscribe for more legendary tales, because sometimes, the most powerful magic is the story itself.